I want you to imagine something extraordinary for a moment. Picture two people standing side by side at the beginning of their lives, both filled with hope, both believing that they will achieve success, both certain that the world will reward them as long as they try. They start with the same enthusiasm, the same spark, the same belief that something great is waiting for them. Now imagine returning 25 years later. One of them is wealthy, fulfilled, respected, and living the life he once dreamed about. The other is struggling, financially, emotionally, spiritually, wondering where the time went and why everything slipped through his fingers. They began the same. The world treated them the same. Yet they ended in two entirely different places. And that difference is built upon a secret so powerful and so strange that most people never learn it. A secret that determines the destiny of every human being walking this earth. That secret is this: we become what we think about. This is the strangest secret. It is the wisdom that has shaped every success story since the beginning of civilization. Every invention, every business empire, every work of art, every breakthrough in science or technology began in a human mind. What a person thinks about consistently, he becomes. A person whose thoughts are dominated by fear, worry, and limitations becomes a reflection of those thoughts. A person whose mind is focused on goals, faith, creativity, and purpose becomes the embodiment of success. The mind is the most powerful instrument we possess, and yet most people allow it to be shaped by chance, by circumstance, or by the opinions of others. They drift, they wait, they react, and life silently passes them by. Look around and you will see this truth everywhere. Most people do not think. They merely repeat patterns. They wake up, they work, they sleep, they repeat. They do not ask why. They do not ask what they want. They never decide what their lives should become. And that is why so few succeed. Out of 100 people who begin life believing they will be successful, only one will actually achieve the financial independence he dreamed of. Only one will create a life that is truly his own. Why? Because 99 never learn to control the one thing that matters most, their thoughts. Success is not a miracle. It is not reserved for the chosen few. It is not determined by luck, talent, or circumstance. Success is the result of a cause, and that cause is thinking. If you plant a seed of corn in the soil, what will grow? Corn. If you plant a seed of nightshade, a deadly poison, what will grow? Nightshade. The soil does not care. It will return whatever is planted. The human mind is exactly the same. Whatever you plant in it, whether success or failure, faith or doubt, abundance or scarcity, it will grow. It must grow. It has no choice. That is the law. And once you understand this law, you hold the key that unlocks everything. But here is where the tragedy lies. Most people plant seeds of fear, worry, complaint, and limitation every single day, and then they are shocked when their lives reflect exactly that. They watch the news filled with negativity and wonder why they feel anxious. They talk about problems instead of possibilities, and wonder why opportunities are nowhere to be found. They believe success is reserved for others, and wonder why it never arrives. What a person thinks about, he becomes. You are today exactly where your thoughts have brought you, and you will be tomorrow exactly where your thoughts take you. Your life is your responsibility. Life does not respond to wishes, it responds to direction. If a ship leaves the harbor with a plan, a map, and a captain, it will reach its destination with predictable certainty. But if that same ship leaves with no chart, no plan, and no destination, it will drift until it sinks. Most people drift. A few chart their course. The ones who succeed do not wait for motivation or miracles. They decide clearly what they want. They write it down. They visualize it. They think about it constantly. They act toward it daily. They speak only of progress. They guard their minds like a fortress. And because they think success, they become success. For 30 days, try a simple experiment that has transformed the lives of all who applied it. Take a single goal, just one, and write it on a piece of paper, something you truly desire, something that excites you, something that makes your heart beat faster. Carry that paper with you, and every morning and every night, read it slowly. Think only about that goal. Think about what life will look like when it becomes real. Think about the steps to reach it. Think of yourself achieving it. Refuse to dwell on fear or doubt for even one moment. Replace every negative thought instantly with a clear picture of your goal. Act as though success were guaranteed, because it is if your mind is aligned with your purpose. What will happen? You will begin to feel a change within yourself. You will feel new energy, new confidence, new direction. You will see opportunities that others miss. You will find yourself taking action automatically instead of hesitating. Life will begin to respond. But you must stay disciplined. You must guard your mind. Just as you would not allow poison to enter your body, do not allow negative thoughts to enter your mind. The world we live in mirrors our dominant thoughts. The person whose mind is consumed with fear will see danger and limitation everywhere. The person whose mind is filled with faith and purpose sees paths, solutions, and opportunities. Two people can stand in the same place but live in different worlds. The difference is thinking. A man once said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his thinking." That is the truth. The strangest secret in the world is that we become what we think about. Success is not complicated. It is not elusive. It is simply a matter of choosing thoughts that align with the life you wish to live. Ask yourself right now, what do I think about most? What do I dwell upon? What do my inner conversations sound like? Are they filled with strength or weakness, faith or doubt, creation or complaint? If you focus on what you lack, you will always lack. If you focus on what you want, you will move toward it. You cannot think one way and live another. Nature does not allow it. The farmer cannot plant wheat and expect roses. The mind cannot think failure and expect success. Most people play life on defense, protecting themselves from imagined outcomes. But those who achieve greatness live on offense. They pursue, they build, they decide, they lead. They believe that they can and they will. And because they believe it, it becomes reality. The person who does not know what he wants from life will accept whatever life gives him. And life gives very little to those who ask for nothing. If you do not set your own goals, you will fall into someone else's goals. If you do not create your own plan, you will become a part of someone else's plan. And someone else's plan for you is never freedom, never abundance, never greatness. Right now, at this moment, decide what you want. Not what others expect, not what others will approve. What you want. Because the moment you make that decision, you separate yourself from the masses. Most people wait for permission. You must choose purpose. Understand something very important. Success is not measured by comparison. It is measured by growth. It is becoming more than you were yesterday. It is progress, not applause. It is the steady realization of a worthy ideal. Anyone who is working toward a goal they have chosen becomes a success today. Not tomorrow, today. The only failures in life are those without goals, without direction, without purpose. You have the power to become anything you desire if you direct your mind with intention. A man is what he thinks about all day long. Guard your thoughts. Nurture them. Plant seeds of greatness and watch them grow. You are the architect of your destiny. You hold the blueprints. You control the materials. You control the construction. If your thoughts are built with strength, your life will stand like a fortress. If they are built with weakness, your life will crumble like sand. What will you think about today, and tomorrow, and every day moving forward? That choice shapes everything. You control it, and that is the greatest power any human being can possess. We become what we think about. And if that truth is so simple, then why do so few ever take hold of it? Why do the majority spend their lives moving in circles, repeating the same year over and over again instead of advancing forward into the life they once imagined? The answer is discipline of thought. It is far easier to drift than to steer. It is far easier to complain than to create. It is far easier to blame circumstances than to accept responsibility. The human mind, left unattended, does what a garden does when abandoned. It fills with weeds, and weeds grow automatically. They require no effort. They require no care. They flourish in neglect. But success must be planted. It must be watered. It must be protected and nourished. It requires intention. Every day you step into a world that is constantly trying to influence your thoughts. Every advertisement tells you what to want. Every headline tells you what to fear. Every voice around you has an opinion about your ability and your potential. But none of those voices matter compared to the voice within your own mind. A person who does not control his thoughts is controlled by the world. But a person who controls his thoughts controls his world. And that is the difference between the 99 and the 1. Consider the story of the businessman who set the audacious goal of building an empire when he possessed nothing more than a small desk, an empty room, and the refusal to let his mind accept limitation. He wrote his vision every day. He imagined his success so clearly that he could feel it. He acted every moment in alignment with what he believed was already his. Others laughed, others doubted, others said it was impossible. Yet today his business stands in cities all around the world. What separated him from the rest? Not intelligence, not money, not circumstance. It was thinking, consistent, directed, purposeful thought. Now compare him to the man sitting at the same desk 20 years earlier. A man who began with the same ambition, the same spark, the same dream. But instead of building his thoughts with direction, he allowed fear to whisper. He allowed worry to replace purpose. He allowed procrastination to steal his time. He allowed excuses to dominate action. His thoughts shaped his reality, and instead of rising, he sank. 2 men, 2 minds, 2 destinies, all decided by thought. Every person you will ever admire has mastered this principle. The greatest inventors, thinkers, leaders, and creators understood the power of the mind long before their success was visible to the world. They knew that every outcome begins first in silence, within the invisible space of human thought. The world sees the results, but rarely the blueprint. They see the triumph, but not the years of mental discipline that preceded it. They see the finished building, but not the architect's plans. They see the victory, but not the vision that made it possible. There is nothing mysterious about success. It is simply the natural consequence of consistent, directed thought. Think deliberately, and you rise. Think randomly, and you fall. Success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by becoming the person capable of receiving it. And the only way to become that person is through the transformation of thought. You cannot think small and live big. You cannot think weak and act strong. You cannot think confused and walk with clarity. You cannot think like the masses and expect to separate yourself from them. The universe responds to clarity. It responds to conviction. It responds to aligned thought followed by aligned action. And here is the greatest opportunity available to every human being. You can change your thinking at any moment. You can decide today to plant new seeds. You can decide today to take control. You can decide today that your life will no longer be a product of chance, but a product of intention. You can choose abundance over scarcity, purpose over confusion, courage over fear. That choice can be made right now. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Refuse entry to anything that weakens you. Refuse to dwell on what you do not want. Refuse to rehearse problems. Refuse to repeat limitations. Instead, speak life, speak possibility, speak strength, speak progress. The words you allow into your mind become bricks in the foundation of your destiny. For the next 30 days, treat your mind as the most valuable property you own. Imagine your thoughts as investments. Every thought that moves you toward your purpose is wealth. Every thought that moves you away from it is debt. If you would not throw your money into the streets, then why throw your thoughts into fear, doubt, and self-destruction? If you would not allow strangers to walk into your home and destroy it, then why allow negative thoughts to walk into your mind and own it? If you truly want to transform your life, then begin by transforming your thinking. Take a single goal and give it your entire mental focus. Visualize it every morning. Meditate on it every night. Think of yourself living it. Think of the actions you must take. Think of the person you must become. Make your thoughts so clear that you cannot help but take action, because the mind cannot hold a picture for long without moving toward it. Once you shift your thinking, the world around you will change. People will appear. Ideas will arrive. Opportunities will reveal themselves where none existed before. Your energy will rise, your belief will strengthen, your results will accelerate, and others will call it luck. It is not luck, it is law. The law that we become what we think about. So ask yourself, what kind of life will your thoughts build? Are you thinking as the architect of your destiny or the victim of your circumstances? Are you steering the ship or drifting without direction? Because the strangest secret in the world is not that success is rare. The strangest secret is that success is available to anyone willing to control the only thing that determines it, the mind. You can create any life you desire if you decide what that life looks like, and think about it every single day. Think about courage, and you will become courageous. Think about strength, and you will become strong. Think about prosperity, and you will move toward abundance. Think about purpose, and your path will appear. Think about success, and you will live it. We become what we think about. That is the law. That is the truth. And that is the power placed inside every living human being. Use it with intention, and life will open its doors to you. Use it carelessly, and life will close them. The choice belongs entirely to you, and it begins in silence, inside the stillness of your own mind. with the thoughts you allow to take root.